Kids these days, what are we going to do with them? Our next guest on Biz One-on-One has built a business that is essentially a trade show for teenagers. Berman of Teenfest is here, and she's going to share with us the 3 things that teens want to know but are afraid to ask. Ali, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you here. Trade shows for teenagers?
Yeah, it seems to be a novel concept. So the purpose behind it is to bring all the different resources, businesses, community initiatives, courses, schools, activities, everything for the 12 to 18-year-old and their families all under one roof.
So that's your business.
Yes.
And like all fabulous businesses, there's actually a very fascinating story behind your business. So I want to hear about the story. Why are you doing this?
I am doing this because I moved to Victoria from Toronto 5 years ago, and my 2 older kids were turning to YouTube for absolutely everything. Everything from hairdos to nail art to gaming to science experiments. And I thought, well, where are the mentors? Where's the community? And so I did some research, and lo and behold, there was absolutely nothing for the youth out there. There was no place for the preteens and the teens to learn hands-on. So I decided to start a trade show for teens.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And you saw a need in the marketplace.
I did.
What is that need?
The need is for the youth to connect. We divide it into different sections: life and education, health and wellness, fashion and beauty, technology and gaming, and cool stuff. So the whole premise is to bring as many resources, whether it's mental health, drug and alcohol abuse, sexual health, bring as many activities, whether it's rowing, lacrosse, field hockey, swimming, it doesn't matter what it is. But we want these youth to find things that resonate with them. We want them to find something or someone who can actually help them along their career path. There may be a future entrepreneur out there and they have no idea how to get started. They have no idea how to bring their idea to fruition and to the marketplace. Well, why not put them in touch with amazing business people? And there may be a youth out there who can sing. Well, why not put them in touch with somebody in the music industry? There may be somebody who's suffering with some mental health issues. Well, why not put them in touch with the proper resources? So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show the parents and the teens that there are people out there who care.
What's the business model around a trade show? Like, you've turned this into a business.
I have.
Yeah. So the eventual result is it looks like a trade show, and only difference is it's a bunch of teens. Are the teens manning the booths as well, or is it just that you're trying to attract teens to the trade show?
Some teens do man the booths, but we're trying to attract the teens to the trade show, and we basically rely on sponsors and exhibitors.
Teenfest, you're selling this to sponsors. So what is the appeal to the sponsors?
Well, that's a great question. I'll tell you something. Teens these days are tuning out to traditional marketing and traditional media. So in the past, where national sponsors would buy lots of radio ads and TV commercials, the kids are PVRing everything and fast-forwarding the commercials. When they're in the car and listening to the radio station, they're tuning into a different station when a commercial comes on. Teenfest gives them the opportunity to sample right then and there in the building in front of thousands of teenagers. It gives them the opportunity to have exposure in these communities to sell their product, sell their devices, see what the teens want, and it's just a great opportunity for them to actually be in the forefront of their future consumers.
So what's the target? It's teens.
12 to 18.
12 to 18. So do you have to show ID that you're 12 or that you're not 19? Or sort of give me the overview of who's coming.
Typically, we get the 10 to 16, 17-year-old. We get a lot of parents who are curious. We get a lot of caregivers and youth workers. And it's an environment for everyone. We call it Teenfest, but really it's a family-friendly event. So
what's the vision for Teenfest and for you as the founder and driving force behind it? Where is it going?
I would love this to be in every single city and every single town across North America, even international. I had a conversation with someone in China just a couple of days ago who would love to bring something like Teenfest there for the youth, because no matter where you go, the teens are all the same. They all need to find out what's in their backyard. They all need to find out what resonates with them, and it doesn't matter where you are. So the goal is to take this worldwide.
And practically speaking, then, a Teenfest event is what, a one day? Is it a weekend? I guess it could be flexible. And is the idea that there'd be one a year in each city, or how's it shaping up that way?
Yeah, typically it's one a year, and we do Saturday events from 11 until 4:30. My very first event, I opened the doors at 9:30 like every other trade show, and lo and behold, it was all the parents and caregivers and educators, and But quarter to 11, 11:15, all the teens started rolling in. So I realized that they sleep in on Saturday mornings. So it's Saturdays from 11 to 4:30.
Awesome. Now, we promised to tell our viewers what are the 3 things that kids want to know but are afraid to ask about.
That's a very interesting question. It just so happens I just had a van full of teenage girls, and the most prevalent question was, what really happens to us after high school? And they want to know how much things actually really cost. They want to know if they'll ever be able to find a job that they truly love, because they hear their parents complain about working all the time and how hard things are. And I truly think that as adults, some of us fear getting older. And I think the teens these days truly fear what's behind door number 1 when they leave high school.
Right.
Where do I go? What do I do? How much is it going to cost? And they have all these fears and insecurities, and they don't know who to ask and where to go.
So that's number 1. What about number 2 and 3?
I think I put 2 and 3 all into number 1. I think I rolled them all together. I think basically the teens out there these days have a lot of questions about their future.
So what is the one piece of advice that you would give? Like you've got a successful business rolling out here across the country, and you've had businesses before.
Yes.
What's your advice to a teenage girl like you who maybe thinks they would like to, like, you must have had a yearning as a teen yourself about doing your own thing. What's your advice?
Just do it. Make mistakes. The only way you become successful is to learn from your mistakes and just try. You know, I tell my kids all the time, every path leads to a new path, and don't be scared to take that path that's been untraveled.
Well, you are obviously fearlessly moving forward to create
Thank
something that I'm sure many, many parents are very grateful that you're stepping up to do this. And we hope you become super successful, and we hope to have you back on Biz One-on-One
Thank you.
to tell us about all the international expansion.
I would
Ali
love
Berman,
that.
thank you so much for being
Thank
on the
you for
show.
having